Lost all respect for Indy because it is the most ridiculous thing ever. So I'll play it and then you can watch it and then we'll talk about it for a second.
What is the jackassiest thing that you've done?
Oh.
So that's all he does. A simple question. What is the most JK thing you have ever done? I wouldn't have said that in that term, but this is her answer.
Okay,
And
alright.
then I got my nipples pierced all in one day.
And so looking back at it in hindsight, you know how Jimmy Kimmel is literally 60 years old. And if you know the type of not even comedy, it's not even funny to me, but the person and the type of person he is. And if you go back, I mean, you just have to look at his career, basically the stuff that he does and all that kind of stuff, you know, objectifies women, says things outrageously and things that are not funny, but I'm not going to get into all that. But yeah, makes fun of people's deaths. He calls out things that should happen, but it's always, instead of a peaceful resolution, it's always, oh, you know, let's all get, you know, just terrible stuff. And with this, remember, Indy's 25 years old. And 25 years old, it's not necessarily his question, but it was why she continued. And I think that's one thing that separates with just this generational thing. Like him being 60, him asking a question, and instead of just saying, oh, you know, I went skydiving and that was so this and that, you know, life and death, and then just quit there. And instead, Indy says, and you know, she was going to be pretty much a rising star, at least for a little bit. Probably going to have another opportunity at a movie, maybe another lead, and maybe a few movies. And then she ruins it by saying and telling Jimmy Kimmel, for what reason would you tell him? I mean, he's right there in front of you. And instead of just stopping and thinking and stopping with, I just went skydiving and just left it there. Like it didn't really matter, right? That's like bold enough. And then she goes over there and says, oh yeah, I got my nipples pierced at 18 years old. And it's like, why would you say that? Like, really think about it. Your mom's in the audience. Her mom and brothers are in the audience. This guy's ass, like, you can see him right there. Instead of just saying, I went skydiving, and then leave it. And that's why I always, saying too much, people don't need to know. It's too much of this. Too much of this TMI stuff. Too much of this no boundaries, no respect. I mean, literally look at what kind of person, and then they wonder, and what if I threw names in here like Jeffrey Epstein and I threw other names, like this is what I'm talking about. You're literally causing this. We used to have look up to role models, and now all you have this is like people just drinking, drugs, this and that part. Like, guys, at some point people need to grow up. 25 years old. Why would you, if you see a man like that, makes me wonder about the industry and why a 60-year-old man is asking and why you would give up and say that. And then there's other comments that she said, if you watch this clip before that, she said she said, oh, well, it depends on how much the offer is or something, like just ridiculous stuff. And it's like, you have to hold yourself in accountability, and they're not.